So I'll be taking some questions. From people who are watching. Yeah, so the first question is what is the difference between the first question here is what is the difference between listening and hearing? What is the difference between listening and hearing? Okay, in business, someone can be listening, without hearing. Listening is being attentive. Listening is being attentive to what is being said. You have to give extra cues, listening cues to what is being said. But hearing, someone can just be let's just say listening is paying attention to what is being said. If a customer or a client wants to do business with you, and then the person calls you on phone and he starts explaining what he or she wants. Now, that now calls for listening versus hearing. Are you listening to what the person is saying, or you are just hearing what the person is saying? Now, if you are listening to what the person is saying, it means you are paying attention. You are being attentive. So that is listening, being attentive to what is being said. And it's a very good way to help you as a business person to take cognizance of what is being said to you at a particular point in time. To take cognizance of what is being said to you. So listening is more better than hearing. Listening is more better than hearing, because hearing has to just do with accumulating words without understanding, without paying attention. So that is the first question we are going to be taking. So the second question is what is the difference between income and cash flow in business? Income in business, that is why if you're a business person, it's good that you pay yourself income. Income is the remnant of fund after extracting expenses, or you can say the profit from your business after extracting expenses from it. That is what it means in business. It means the profit that you made after extracting your expenses. While cash flow in business is the entire money that is being coming in and coming out of the organization. The entire money that is being coming in and coming out of the organization in terms of you know, payment for product, payment for services, in the expenses, and every money that is coming in and coming out is known as cash flow. That means it's being used to, you know, run the processes and run the affairs of the organization. So that is cash flow. So we are just bringing out this term and explaining them so that you understand how it's being used in business and understand it. Now the next question says, what is the difference between savings and investment? Savings and investment in business. Now, while both is good, it's good to save, it's also good to invest. But in business, savings means the entire money that you have, at a particular time, you know, that is available, that is being saved. So it means the entire money that is available for you at a particular time. That means it's just staying one place for you. While investment, in the other hand, is assets. Let me just say that investment is assets that profits you in return. That means it has ROI, return on investment. Whatever that you have done that have return of investment is, you know, known as what you have invested in. So while savings is the entire catalog of available fund at a particular time that is available for your use, investment is areas that has been, you know, money that is being used that has return on investment. So if there is no return on investment, it is not savings. It is not savings at all. So that is the difference between savings and investment in business. So let's look at another question here. One question here says, okay, this one is coming from Kenneth. Kenneth is asking, what is the difference between hustling and business? Very good. What is the difference between hustling and business? Okay, hustling depends on daily effort. Hustling depends on daily effort. It means every day you must put in effort for you to get whatever fee or whatever fund. The day you don't put daily effort, that day there's nothing for you. While business is a system that is set up for the purpose of generating income and can even run without the presence of, you know, the person that found the business. So the two are different. While it's true that hustling can transition into business, hustling can transition into business. So it means that you can turn your hustling into business. So I hope you understand now. So hustling depends on daily efforts, individual efforts, for there to be results. It is way tough and more difficult than business. While business, on the other hand, is a system. So when they say something is a system, it means it is already structured. It can run even without the presence of the owner. So let's look at another question here. Okay, this one is coming from Jane. Jane is asking, okay, it's asking, okay, it's asking, what is the difference between revenue and it's asking what is the difference between revenue and salary. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of simpler to make it understandable this way. Revenue is more like profit that is being generated from a particular, place, product or services. So inside revenue you can extract salary, but you can't extract revenue from a salary, but you can extract salary out of a revenue. So revenue is the entire generated fee. For whatever purpose that is set up for it. It can be business, it can be a place. A place can generate revenue based on the businesses. It can be a college of businesses. It can be it can be a product, can be a service. While salary is payment for your time. Salary is payment for your time while working. Salary can be extracted from a revenue, but revenue cannot be extracted from salary. So it's kind of a two-way thing. Marvelous. Thank you. You're welcome. So let's look at another question from another person. So we have James. James is asking what is the difference between, some of these writings are kind of difficult to read. Asking what is the difference between what is the difference between a business earner and a salary earner? A business, let me put it this way. A business earner earns his money every day of the month, 365 days in a year. But a salary earner earns his money once in 30 days and 12 times in 365 days. Clap for me. So you can see the disparity. You can see the disparity there. A salary earner earns his salary once in 30 days and 12 times in 365 days. While a business earner earns his salary every day in 30 days and every day in 365 days. So you can see a lot of disparity between a business owner and a salary earner. If you have a question, you can ask from the live session. We are connected on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So whichever channel you are watching us from, you can ask, you can drop your question, and we are going to respond to you simultaneously. So, okay, we have another question. Okay, it's asking, okay, this question is not clear. Each of the question, I'm trying to make it more clear to understand and more clear to explain. It's asking what is the difference between that. working with this now. Now, the difference between, there's another question here is asking, what is the difference between talking and communicating? I like this question. In business, we are narrowing it down to business. Okay? What is the difference between talking and communicating? So, if you are trying to communicate to your clients or to anyone in general, communicating simply means the speaker is being understood by the listener. That is communication. When the decoder is able to denote, understand the speaker. Okay, that is simple definition of communicating. When you are being understood, when someone communicates and you are being understood, that is communication. Now, talking is because someone can just be speaking grammar, speaking jargons. You know, if as I'm on this life now, I start using dictionary words, vocabularies, it will be difficult for my listeners to understand me. So that is talking. Talking is just having words spoken without anyone comprehending you. You are just talking. That's why I hear someone say, stop talking rubbish, stop talking rubbish. Because it's like a way of just expression without anyone understanding you. So communicating as a business person is simply, allowing your listener to understand what is being said. Now let's move to the next question. This one is asking, what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? I love this. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge is the accumulation of facts, informations, ideas stuck in your head. So knowledge is accumulation of information, ideas, all of them stuck in your head. Now, wisdom is the ability to apply your knowledge. Wisdom is the ability to apply your knowledge. So we can put it in more simpler terms. We can say wisdom is the proof of knowledge. Because if you have all the knowledge in your head, nobody can say you are wise or you are a wise man or you have wisdom if they don't see the proof. So please, as you are watching this video, subscribe to my page, because I like coming live and I like teaching. Especially my teachings are always surrounding on how to grow business, how to have skills in business. If you have questions, you can also ask. So subscribe and follow the page. It's going to help you. So what we are saying is that knowledge is wisdom. You can't go around telling people I have knowledge. They can only see the evidence of your knowledge when you put it into action, and that is wisdom. Wisdom helps you to activate your knowledge. Wisdom helps you to activate your knowledge. Now let's take another question. Let's take another question. So sharp, so soon. Please bear with me. Busy and being productive. What is the difference between being busy and being productive? Being so much calls are coming in and they are distracting the live video. I'm having so much call, but I think I'm still on. I'll still be back. So sorry. Not of course. So the course is distracting the life. So what is the difference between being busy and being productive? Someone can be busy doing nothing. Someone can be busy doing nothing. So being busy, is not it might not be generating any result. I can be busy walking around. And on the other hand, being productive is generating results with tasks at hand. Being productive with tasks at hand. So whether you are cooking, you are being productive with what you are doing. Whether you are at work, you are being productive with your job. That is the meaning of being productive. Someone might not be busy to be productive. I can just sit down and I'm on call, and someone is I'm sealing business deals. You can understand what I mean. So being busy can be waste of time, but being productive is being focused on the task at hand. So someone is asking, what is the difference between a leading role and a leader? That is an area that many people do not understand. The difference between a leading role, being in a leading role, and being a leader. Being in a leading role means you are being appointed, or you find yourself in the circumstances of being where you are. Example, being a first son in a family. Example, being appointed by a pastor to lead a particular role. But that does not make you to be a leader if you do not have the quality of a leader. Okay? A leader is someone who has the quality. So a follower can be a leader while the leader is not a leader. Surprisingly so. If the follower is exempting, escalating, showing the qualities of a leader, then the follower is a leader even while being a follower. So in other words, a leading role is a situation, circumstances where someone finds himself, where he leads others. Now, being in a leading role, you can be able to display quality. That is when it now qualifies you to be a leader. When you find yourself in a leading role, and you are displaying leadership quality, you are a leader. So being a leader does not mean that you must be in a leading role. That is why I said a follower can be a leader, while even the leader is not a leader. So it's as simple as that. A leading role is where you find yourself, while leadership or being a leader is the quality you exemplify wherever you find yourself. Okay, so please, there will be a little glitch. Let me go and get another question. We are connected on different platforms, so I need to extract the questions from where I get it. Difference between spending and wasting, especially in business. What is different? If you have a question, drop it on the comment section. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and follow this page. Subscribe and follow this page. Now, what is the difference between spending and wasting? I will use a story to give an illustration of this. Let's assume that I sell cake as a business person. Let's assume that I am starting a business of cake making or cake selling. A customer calls me. Hello, Metong Consultant. And I reply, hello. He said, please, we need a cake. And I said, okay. What is the size of the cake? And then the customer tells me it should be 6 feet high. And he told me the width and the length and everything. And then I tell the customer, okay, the fee of this cake is going to be 100,000 naira. And then after negotiation, the customer agrees. Now, in business, what is it called? Wasting of money is when the business person does not write down a list of what he's going to buy in the market to make that cake, and then know the profit he's going to make out from it. But he just take up the money, maybe the customer has already paid in advance, and then he takes the money and goes to market and start buying because he knows the prices of things, or he feels he knows the prices of things, and then he start buying all whatever they asked him, the flour, the sugar, the milk, and every. And then at the end of the day, after making the cake and delivering, he finds out there is no profit. What is that? That is wasting. He has wasted his money. He has wasted the capital. He has wasted his profit because he was not able to, first of all, write down what he is going to buy, the fees, and know the profits, know what he's spending, but he decides to just go with the money, and he thinks he's going to spend money to buy what he will need for his business, but he's actually wasting money. So that is different in business. That is different between spending and wasting. Now, in business, what is the difference between, okay, I'm having tons of distracting my life. So what is the difference between leading and controlling? Please, if you have not followed my page, subscribe to my page, so that you are going to get in a lot of videos, teachings, educations on business, on life in general, so subscribe and follow my page as we teach and go on. So many managers in business and companies, they make this mistake of, they think when they are harsh and they are bossy, that is when they can get result from their staffs or their employees. Some of them are very harsh. So some of them are very harsh. On a normal basis, the difference between a boss and a leader is that a boss commands in order to generate results, while a leader influences in order to get growth. Do you understand? Please ask your question in the comment section. Subscribe and follow this this page. Subscribe and follow this page. Ask your question in the comment section. So, a boss and a leader. A boss commands orders for the main and primary purpose is to get results. That is why you see many bosses in companies, they shout at their employee. They shout, "Come on, bring that thing down here now." They are doing that not because they want to be harsh. Most of them out of the office, they are good. They have a good mind, they have a good behavior. But they are bossy and harsh mainly because they want to generate results. If they don't do like that, their followers and their staff and their employees might be cold. They need that bossy attitude. So some people will say this work environment is toxic, this work environment is harsh. But human beings normally are kind of, how will I put it, they like that kind of people to push them. If they don't do like that, employees will come to work late, employees will sit in their desks without doing their job, stuff like that. And at the end of the day, there will be no growth, there will be no revenue. So between a leader and a boss is that a leader influences for the purpose of growth, while a boss commands and orders for the purpose of what? Results. They want to see results. But it is important that now Janet is asking what is the difference between leading and controlling. Now, when you are bossy and harsh, you tend to manipulate. Then controlling now means manipulating. It's more like you are exerting power. And what is power? Power is to make someone do something ordinarily he wouldn't have done. So as an employee, I should be sleeping in the house by 8 o'clock, but I've been forced to be at work 7:30. So that is like the controlling aspect has to do with a boss, while the leading aspect has to do with a leader. So majorly the difference between a boss and a leader is that a boss controls and a leader leads. So that is the two different things. A boss controls, and they don't do that because they want to punish, because they want to, they do that because they want results. Please subscribe and follow this page. Subscribe and follow this our YouTube channel. Subscribe and follow our YouTube channel, please. We are consultant in teaching. We like teaching and help people to grow, help people to learn, to understand life in general, understand business. You can ask your questions in the comment section. We are connected on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube. As I'm speaking now, we are being connected on YouTube, we are connected on LinkedIn, we are connected on Facebook and on Instagram. So ask your questions so that we grow together. Okay? Now we have another question here. Give me a minute. I'm going to be pausing this thing. Just stay on standby. Let me extract the question from another platform. Okay. We have a couple of questions. One is asking, what is the difference between movement and progress in business? What is the difference between movement and progress? Now, the two is kind of related, but one is positive and one is complicated. Okay? Movements can be slow. Movement can be the avenue to progress. Okay, because the movement can it's just like how will I put it? The rotation of the sun. It is moving, but it is at the time when when the sun is coming out, when you see the progress, but you won't see the time is movement. So movement can be unobservable till you arrive at progress. So when you start a business, or when you are doing a business, you might be making movement, but you can only observe that you are making movement when you start seeing the progress. You understand? So maybe you start walking and you're walking and you're walking and you're walking. You're already making a little move, a little move, a little move. Those accumulation of those little moves makes you to progress. So if you don't make any movement at all, there will be no progress. What are those movements you make that accumulates into progress? You start taking policies that are good for your business. You start putting in the necessary tools. You are making movements. Okay? You start partnering with the right people. You are making progress. You are making movement. Accumulation of all these movements generates progress. Do you understand? So, as a business person, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged when you are making little movements, but you are not seeing progress, because sometimes it can take time. Okay, it can take time. So make the necessary movements. Until you progress. Please follow our page. Subscribe to our video. This might be the last time you come across our page. So the only good thing you can do yourself is to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our page, so that when next we make a video, you can be able to see our teaching, you can be able to see our posts, and you can be able to learn and grow. Life is all about learning. If you don't learn, you can't grow. You must learn to grow. You must learn to experience. You must learn. So let's take another question from our platforms. Let's take another question. We are live on Facebook. We are live on LinkedIn, and we are live on other platforms. So let's take another question. So fast. I like this question. What is the difference between motivation and discipline? Okay, what is the difference between motivation and discipline? I like this question very well. Before I answer this question, make sure you are following this page. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, follow. If you are on Instagram, follow us, like our page, so that we can be able to grow together. So motivation is temporal. Motivation is fueled. Motivation is fueled by gifts, money, and when those things are not there, it dies. Motivation dies. Motivation is a temporal, move, effort. It takes external force. Motivation needs external force in order for progress to be done, in order for movement, in order for anything to be done. It takes external force. While discipline is an inbuilt character. So in your business place, it's important that you discipline your staffs. Let them be disciplined rather than always giving them money, giving them motivation is good, but it shouldn't be the everyday force that you display, that you put in place for work to be done. Let your staff discipline. Discipline is inbuilt. That is the discipline is lifestyle. Motivation needs external force, needs external push. So when that external push, that external force, so you have to allow your employees to be disciplined. and motivating them all the time. Okay? So another person is asking a question. I saw one question. I saw one other question from, I think, our LinkedIn page. It's asking, let me see that question very well. A lot of call is breaking into the life and is abstracting the life. But I'm coming. Let me see one. What is the difference between talent and skill? Someone is asking, what is the difference between talent and skill? Okay, so talent, I can say talent is inbuilt. It's what you just know. Someone can have a talent of writing very well. You know, someone can have a talent of, you know, have a good stamina. No matter how he runs, he doesn't get tired easily. While skill must be learned. So while one is inbuilt, the other has to be learned. You can't sleep and wake up and say you are a graphic designer. Graphic design is a skill, so you have to learn it. But someone can say, I have the talent of doing this, I have the talent, but the talent has an end point. You can have talent of you just use system but you have to groom it up. So talent is inbuilt, while skill has to be learned. Let's use it in the place of business. When you start a business, you can have the talent of how to lead, how to organize, how to run the business. You can have the talent of, you know, how to do this and how to do that. But if you want to get skills in those your business, skills like a good, you know, bookkeeping for your business, you can't have talent for that. You must learn it. A good organization, like in terms of, you know, good skill in customer service, good in money management and all of that, is something you must learn. You can use YouTube, you can use other platforms, but it's something you must learn. So whilst talent is inbuilt, you can be good. Even, let's take football for example. You can't be a professional footballer by saying it's a talent. It has a limit. You can be good at always playing, but for you to be good at scoring, dribbling, defending, those skills that can make you professional, you know, you must then go and learn more. Practice with your teammates, you know, learn if it is skipping, learn how to, you know, all of that. So talent is inbuilt, but if you want to take it to another level, you must not improve it as a skill. Okay? You must not improve it as a skill. Okay, so please ask your questions, follow our page, subscribe and follow this page, so that when we give videos like this, you are going to be forced to watch it and learn one or two things. So if you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and follow our page. Let's take another question. This is going to take another pause, but just stay connected. We'll be back in just. Okay, so we are back. The difference between job and career. I like that question. Okay, the difference between job and career. Now, while a job is being paid for your time, and very importantly, you don't have control over decisions that are being made in that. You have little or no control of decisions being made in your job place. You don't have control. The manager can wake up one morning and say, hey gentleman, move from this office to the other office, and you are gone, you are going. That is business for you. So rather, sorry, that is a job for you. In a job, you are being paid for the time. You are being paid for your time, and you don't have control over decisions that are made. You have little or no control. Why business, or business on the other hand, or career, why career on the other hand is more like an independent circuit or cycle, an independent system that the person generates by himself or herself for the purpose of making money. For example, I can start a career in music. And I am independent on my own. I can start a career in what is it called? In writing. I can become an author. I write my books. So a career is like a passion. Career is passion oriented. Why job is not? Job can just be, there's nothing doing. Let me just take this one. Let me just do this at the moment. So one is passion oriented. One is done out of passion, while the other one is done out of part-time or out of just for the moment. Career is long lasting, can last till death, while job is mostly temporal. Job is temporal. If they tell you to work where you are working for the next 10 years, you might say no, God forbid. But a career, you can pursue career your whole life. One is temporal, one is permanent. So we are going to stop here. Please, if you have not followed our page, follow our page. Tomorrow we are coming back live to take more questions and discuss more on areas that need discussing. So follow our page, subscribe. Okay, thank you so much. We are going to see you tomorrow, and remain blessed.